Davis.
Whoa, guys, I need to see some credentials.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Just something, you know, with your face.
Oh my God! What'd you do? What the heck just happened? Excuse me. Oh.
Credentials, please.
Yeah, yep.
You good?
Thank you. Come on. Quick game, pinball.
Can't say no to that.
All right, let's go. Yep. Come on, TV can wait. Oh! You hungry?
Yes.
Let's go eat, come on.
All right.
Oh my God, have you tried these? They're unbelievable. You're gonna love them.
Sorry, man.
You know that dude?
Clear path! Heads up. Excuse me, sorry. Ow, hot.
Let's go.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh God. I'm sorry I'm late. Those were supposed to be for you here. You can have mine.
Oh, man.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to X Games Aspen 2019. I'm your host, Jack Matrani, sitting alongside the lifestyle and music correspondent, Hannah Rad. How are you? I'm sorry I'm late.
I thought this was some kind of initiation. Like you were leaving me out here high and dry. I was by myself.
There was pinball. There was pinball in there, and we ran by. I had to go back. Anyways, how are you, Hannah?
I'm feeling great. I got some tasty wings here. Like you said, music and lifestyle host. I'm sniffing out everything that sounds and looks great here on the mountain. But we've got a busy Saturday ahead of us.
We have a huge day today. Let's get right into it. We got the Jeep Women's Snowboard Slopestyle to kick things off. Julia Moreno, podium perfect in the last 3 slopestyle events. Let's see if she can keep that streak going. Followed by the Jeep Men's Snowboard Slopestyle final. Mick Morris with an opportunity to tie Shaun White for the most medals in X Games winter events if he medals twice today. And then we have the Wendy Snowbike Cross, battle between Cody Matichuk and Brock Hoyer. There's also a 13-year-old Troy Horbity, the youngest motorsports athlete ever to compete at X Games in motorsports. That's insane.
Listen, I know all those athletes are going to send it. You've already sent it. My version of sending it is just getting the pulse and the beat on the ground here on Buttermilk Mountain and beyond. There's things we're doing out in the town. There's things we're doing here on the slopes as well, too. I get to sneak into places I'm not really supposed to be, which is on the top of the super pipe in the big air.
Look at that
ramp.
selfie.
I was up there with
Spin
Darcy
selfie.
Sharp talking about music. He was like, let me show you my playlist. And then I get to hang out with the fans. We talk about layering, fashion, and how to keep warm out here on the mountain. Got kicked off stage during Lil Wayne last night.
Whoops. How was Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne was awesome. Lil Wayne was sold out.
It was sold out.
The crowd was packed. He put on an amazing show. Lights, live sound, band. I mean, we're giving you that all-exclusive access because, like I said, it's a sold-out show. So the only way you can really get the pulse and the beat of that is by following along with what we're doing
That's
here.
absolutely right. I was there for the first song with Lil Wayne, and let me tell you, there were scalpers out there selling tickets for $200. I mean, the music and X Games has just been so nice this year. We got Louis the Child, we got the Chainsmokers tonight. Tomorrow we got Kygo.
Yes.
We also got Louis the Child joining us
here, right?
on the host set.
I'm going to bring them by. We're going to have a little chat. Those guys are from Chicago, so they know a little something about cold weather and performing when things kind of drop down. But that's why we have the music out here, because it heats things up.
That's right, just like those chicken wings. You've also not only been on the Hill, you went to some of the surrounding schools to talk about our bullying prevention campaign, Shred Hate. How was that experience
It was
for you?
amazing. It was the earliest that I've been up for school in a long time. Basalt High School, Basalt Middle School, talk no bullying, being supportive of your classmates. And then we had some of those kids come here yesterday. We did a little Kids Day action with them. I snuck them into Lil Wayne's sound check. Shh. That's what we do here, giving you that insider music, lifestyle, all kinds of access you can only get right here.
That's what it's all about. Shred Hate, it's all about action sports, and it's all about to go down right now, right behind us on the Jeep Slopestyle course with the women's slopestyle. And who better to call the shots than Brando, Craig McMorris, and DC. Take it away, boys.
Welcome to a picture-perfect Day 3 here at X Games Aspen. We welcome you now to the Women's Snowboard Slopestyle, live from the Jeep Slopestyle course. What's cracking, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside my Snowboard Slopestyle partner, Craig McMorris, and of course DC down on the course. Conditions looking pristine out here, my friend.
Brando, I am fired up. To get this thing fired up, before we do that, let's do a little housekeeping. Who's in, who's out? Jamie Anderson, Claudia Medlova, they are dropping from the field, so we are adding Layla Iwabuchi and Zoe Sadowski-Sinet. I want to talk about my favorite for gold, though, Brando, Lori Blouin.
Well, that makes sense because she's already got that medal around her neck. thanks in large part to night one, under the lights, snowboard big air in her X Games debut, taking home gold.
That is a great look at that cab double underflip, which she added to a frontside 900, earning her a big air gold medal here in Aspen. So you want to talk about momentum, you talk about Lori Blouin, and in practice all day so far, she has been fuego.
Now, as you said, no Jamie Anderson out here. We've got a couple of previous slopestyle gold medalists, though, still in the field. Spencer O'Brien and, of course, Celia Norendal.
Such a great start list, and I like a lot of veterans in the field and a lot of new faces, and any one of those names on that list could take that top spot.
Well, let's get right down to business, shall we? Beautiful look at this course. We'll be giving you a breakdown of all the features in just a little bit, but we kicked things off with a young rider that we're very excited about. She made her X Games debut last year, earning silver in big air and just missing the podium in slopestyle. She's 17 years old, Hailey Iwabuchi.
Style 4 miles. Some of the most technical jump tricks. I don't know what her rail game is like. Looking pretty good on that first of 3 rails here. 50-50 frontside 360. Natural way of riding is left foot forward and that back lip. That's pretty well done. Big gap out board slide. Now she's about to go to work here, folks, on this first of 3. Big X Games jumps. Huge backside 7, Brando. Frontside 540, that second jump, we saw in the males, men's side, snowboard slopestyle elimination, it was giving a lot of people a lot of trouble. You got to land that second jump right in the middle if you want to have enough speed for the third.
Yeah, and I think that's a preview of what's to come. What we get really excited about with Hailey is her jumping prowess. She certainly has proven it in big air, both at X Games Norway and Aspen last year. Hopefully on run number 2, you'll be able to see what really separates her from the pack.
It would be so rad to see her put that backside 7 into a backside double cork 1080 that we know she has got. Could you imagine her dropping a back 10 at the start of that jump section? That would be tough not to give her a medal right out of the gates.
And she's somebody who wants to push the sport.
Absolutely.
We know that she's also been working on a double cork 12 and even a triple as well. So Hailey's first run in the books. We've got 8 riders out here today, each of them getting 3 runs, the best single score counts.
Every single run is scored out of 100, and it's overall impression. The jumps aren't worth more, the rails aren't worth more. It's how you use the entirety of this course.
The second of our alternates dropping in here today, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, also 17 years old, out of New Zealand, earning silver at big air just a couple of nights ago.
And only 0.3 of a point away from a gold medal. Switch back 9 and a back 9 on her very last jump in big air. She performed so well under the lights. She's performing very, very well on that top section here. So she's going back 9.
Oh my.
On that first jump. Is she going switchback 9 right here? Yes, she is. Oh my goodness. Is this gold? Is this gold? We only have 2 riders so far. Double backflip? Boom.
Zoe!
Okay. Hey, New Zealand, how are ya? It looks like you're walking away with a slopestyle medal.
On her first slopestyle run ever in her X Games career, she puts that run down?
She entered flow state. That's what that's the only way I can describe what has just happened. Back 9 to switch backside 9. It was like 3 years ago when the first 900 was introduced in women's slopestyle. Not exactly 3 years ago, but you know what I'm trying to say. Now we're seeing women do back-to-back 900s and then a double backflip right off that last jump. The only thing I can take away here is she kind of grabs in a no-no spot. She's kind of not really on the nose of her board and has to let go, slow down that rotation. But I mean, back-to-back 900s. Backside 9, switch backside 9. That's going to be a monster score, Brando.
A 90. Wow, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat wasting no time making her presence felt here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Speaking of that course, let's take a look at this breakdown Show us what we're working with today, Craig.
3 big rail sections right up at the top, but that's the second one there, and it's kind of split into 2. So you really have to have good edge control if you want to pick your line through there, and obviously that third rail feature, always a high-speed rail feature because it needs to set you up for this first of 3 jumps. And I gotta say, Brandon, I love the baseline in this little course.
Just taking it for a walk.
Yeah, take the baseline for a walk. We're gonna take a lot of walks on this 80-footer. That's the money booter, made so famous time and time again in X Games slopestyle.
Oh my goodness, how does Lori Blouin, our gold medalist from Big Air, follow up what we just saw from Zoe?
We haven't even seen half the field yet, and we already have a 90. Remember, folks at home, it's scored out of 100. So not much room to get above a 90 there. Lori Blouin, she did the 2 tricks that got her that gold medal in Big Air in her slopestyle practice. I saw her do that cab double underflip and that frontside 900. Watch for the cab double underflip on this first jump.
Oh!
Didn't really get the takeoff she was looking for. It's really hard to be patient on that switch frontside underflip. You have to wait all the way to the top of the takeoff before you pop. When you're riding switch on such a big jump, your body wants to naturally open up the shoulders, and that's what Lori does a little bit too early. She opens up to do the flip just a moment too soon.
So that will be a throwaway for Blouin. Celia Norendal. She's got 4 X Games medals. They're all gold, including 3 in this very event.
That's a good favorite color to have.
It's a good stone, favorite material to have as well.
Very valuable. Celia Norendal, our crack top research team, they're always getting the deets. Colin Bain in the booth with us. We had a great conversation about Celia. She really wants to bring a 1080 to her run. Been working on a cab 1080. Look for that on that 3rd and final jump.
This is Celia's 12th X Games appearance.
Switch 50, backside 180. I kind of like that second rail feature. 50 back 1, switch 50 back 1. And gapping out to board slide, not quite getting 90 though. I just want to see you really put the board 90 when you're doing a board slide or front board. Backside 720. She's going to go frontside 540 to set up for a switch rotation on this 3rd and final jump. Maybe that cab 10, maybe a cab 9. Very early takeoff, but doesn't seem to affect her at all. Big cab 900. Takes off switch, lands regular, 2.5 full rotations. And that's just a veteran right there.
Remember, we didn't see Celia compete in slopestyle last year. She just did Big Air, just missed the podium, 4th place. So it's good to see her back on this course where she's had so much success over her X Games career.
And it doesn't look like she skipped a beat.
No.
Back 7, front 5, cab 9. That is, in my opinion, going to be nowhere near our leader, Zoe Sadowski-Sanut, with a score of 90, but that's a great way to start your final.
So a score coming in of 80, putting Celia Norendal into 2nd place. We're just getting started. When we return, Hailey Langland hits the Jeep Slopestyle course.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Wendy's, the official hamburger sponsor of X Games Aspen.
Welcome back to the women's snowboard slopestyle here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. We're just 4 riders in, and Zoe Sadowski-Sanat absolutely leaving this place ablaze on her opening run. But next to drop in Spencer O'Brien, who won gold just 3 years ago, and she's trying to climb up that history ladder there, partner.
That is a very, very impressive list of names to be on. Now, Spencer O'Brien, 2016 Aspen gold. We actually haven't seen her compete in slopestyle here in Aspen since that gold medal. And Brandon, I just cannot say enough good about Spencer O'Brien. She has battled through so many injuries. She does suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. That is a constant thing that she is dealing with. She is so tough and does so much work off the snowboard. She spends so much time in the gym. That's probably one of the strongest athletes we have here at X Games.
No doubt. Yeah, that torn ACL she suffered at practice here last year. Good to see her back in health.
50-50 frontside 360 out, going backlip right here and getting it much more 90 than I saw her get that in practice. So really improving when she knows the judges are watching. Come to this first jump switch. Look for a switch backside 720. This really sets the tone for Spencer. And if she gets that one, you could almost guarantee it's lights out for the rest of it. I like her approach though, putting that hard switch backside 720 right on that first jump.
Speak about just how critical it is for these riders to get that first jump done as perfectly as possible, because there might be some watching at home going, well, it looked like she landed. Why didn't she keep going?
Well, here's a great look at it. See how she lands on her heels, puts her hand down, and then starts traveling to the viewer's left. Well, when you're on the left side of the landing, you have to get all the way back into the center of the course to hit the next jump. If you're not landing the first and second jump right in the middle very clean, you are out of luck for hitting the rest too.
Come to you. Think about it one thing at a time. It's going to come to you. It's all going to be good.
Okay, Hailey, you're good to go when you're ready.
Have fun.
Sorry, I don't know what's
That's
going on.
quite the pre-run handshake right there.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall after hearing that. So here's Hailey Langland, of course, a history maker in her own right on the big air stage. She's got a bronze medal in this event, dropping in for her first attempt.
And I was just going to say, she is probably one of the sickest riders to watch on the rails, but bobbling a little bit on that first one. Hopefully she can put that out of her mind and just go to work on the rest of the course.
And remember, she's still coming off of rotator cuff surgery she had earlier this summer. She slowly put herself back into a position to compete here at X Games.
Frontside 360 on the first of 3 jumps. Backside 5, stale to nose grab. Love how she's switching the grab to rotation. Cab 720, very, very cool run. I like that approach there. I thought maybe that first rail bobble was really going to throw her off, and maybe she was just going to go front 3 method and throw that run away, but she sticks with it. The backside 5, the cab 7, that's going to be a very respectable score.
The style and the tech is undeniable. Certainly the tricks in the jump section aren't quite what we saw from, say, Zoe or even Celia, but you wonder if this is that strategy for her. Let me get my feet under me, get down a solid score, build up that confidence, and climb from there.
I don't think she's going to be able to battle Zoe with those back-to-back 900s, but where she will be able to make ground is the rail section. She is so technical, so stylish, as you said. That's where she needs to gain her points.
A 71 for Hailey Langland, so putting down a solid score. She can only go up from here with 2 more attempts still to go. So here's Annie Ruki, 28 years old, the regular footer, making her 10th X Games appearance, earned a bronze here last year.
Coming in this first rail switch, opposite way of riding. Switch lip slide, same way 270 out. Switch 50, backside 180 in. I would have liked to see maybe a back lip or a frontside 180 on. The board side is a little basic, but a 50 backside 360, so solid full pull on the top section. Can she follow it up on these jumps? Frontside 720. Backside 540, and let's look for something big. Switch frontside, Lario, if you will. Going cab 7. It almost looks like she was going to do another
one more,
cab
yeah.
9, but somehow holds it.
And a clean run for your defending bronze medalist. And you see it. It's a different approach than what we saw from Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, who just really sent it on that first attempt. Any Ruki RV, a veteran, opting for something a little bit different in her approach.
When you come to slopestyle at X Games, you always have a dream run. That's that A run. If I can land this, these are all my best tricks in one run. That's what Zoe Sadowski-Sanat did on her very first run. I have no idea where she is going to go from here. But any Ruki RV not doing that A run right out of the gate, we know she has a back 9 attempt that maybe she puts in there. I think she's going to bump ahead of Langland and Norendal.
Wow, an 84.66 for Annie, jumping up into second place. We turn our attention now to Julia Moreno, Westport, Connecticut. Stand up. She's won this event before. She did it back in 2017, a silver medal last year. Of course, Jamie Anderson taking the top spot, but it's Julia anchoring this field of 8 here today.
Okay,
Whoa.
that was a gangster lip slide, and she wanted to go to fakie there. So land that to switch, but she pulled it back and had to revert. It wasn't much. It didn't look like much, but that revert in between the rails will be very, very noted by the judges. And almost considered really a fall. 2 reverts there, and obviously not hitting that first jump. So that is a tough first run for Julia Moreno.
We know she'll clean it up, though. You Google consistency, you find a picture of Julia Moreno, podium perfect in all 6 of her X Games competition starts.
Let's take a look at that front side lip slide, right, almost front nose blunt there, and went back with that right foot forward. She wanted to go switch. She wanted to land switch out of that. And I saw her in practice do a cab 270 onto that down rail. So once you don't land the right direction, you have to revert. Your kind of run is thrown out the door. Julia Moreno showing a lot of promise, though, in runs 2 and 3.
So run 1 officially in the books. X Games rookie Zoe Sadowski-Sanat leading the way. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Iwabuchi ready to drop in for her second attempt, trying to replace that 20 from run number 1. Did not have a full pull. But I think we all collectively have said internally at the X Games offices, we would not be shocked if Hailey Langland wins gold here today.
That would not be weird at all, because she has some of the most technical jump tricks we have ever seen from a women's slopestyle or big air athlete.
Oh, and she's 17 years old.
Gapping out to that kind of 50, kind of board slide. Didn't almost make up her mind there. Here's this backside 720. Really tucking in the second jump. She is so small. She needs all the speed she can possibly carry. Will she have enough for this third jump? Cab 9. Oh! Threading the needle there, just making it over that knuckle. That was a very, very solid 9 and sliding in a home plate.
And you talk about it being tiny, especially building up that speed on that last run. 4'11", she's not even 100 pounds. Can you talk about how impressive that is to be able to do that 3 jump section with those tricks?
That just means you have to land even better than everybody else. You have so much less room for error, and Hailey Iwabuchi, she rarely makes an error. Backside 720, frontside 540, and a solid cab 9. Great look at it there. I'd like to see her hold the grab a little bit longer, but a great landing nonetheless. I think that's going to bump her ahead of Ruki RV, who's currently holding that second position. Judges taking their time on this one, rightfully so. Oh, wow, they put her in 4th with a 73.33 for Hailey Iwabuchi.
And then we're on camera.
Hi, my name is Daniel Burnstow. I'm a 32-year-old photographer from Sweden. My goal with photography has always been to create unique photos with special lighting in cool locations. And that's how I came up with this idea. Snowboarder Johan Nordhag doing a hand plant in front of Sweden's biggest waterfall. After 3 days of partying at Åre sessions, we were a bit tired, so when we got to the spot we realized we had forgotten the salt and the snow was really slushy. We had to rebuild the quarter pipe for every single try. After dozens of tries, we finally got the photo that I've been thinking about for quite some time. To be competing in X Games is a huge honor for me and something I never thought would happen, so I'm really stoked to be one of the 6 finalists.
That photo is incredible. X Games Zoom contest, of course, is a fan vote contest celebrating the best in action sports photography. If you're out here at Buttermilk, you can actually come see them out here on site. If you aren't here, go online, xgames.com/Zoom. The winner not only gets a gold medal, Craig McMorris, but $10,000. What would you do with 10 G's, my friend?
Man, I honestly, I have no idea. What would you do with $10,000?
I asked you.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. We'd go to Vegas, probably.
That sounds about right. Women's snowboard slopestyle going on right now. Zoe Sadowski-Sanat on run number 1, coming correct, setting this Jeep slopestyle course ablaze. Can anybody catch her here today?
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to back up back-to-back 900s, and I don't even know if Zoe will be able to back up that score. I mean, that was massive, 90 on first run, probably your hardest trick she's ever done. That's how you start a slopestyle final.
She's one of our 2 17-year-olds in the field, along with Hailey Iwabuchi, and as you said before, that A run. And most of these ladies in this field have an A run. It's just when do they drop it? And for Zoe to do it right out the gate, she now has the luxury of watching the rest of the field chase her.
Get it, go.
I am so excited to watch this second run because usually I have a really good idea of what riders are going to do. I know the tricks. I usually can estimate what's going down. Here, I am clueless. Board slide switch up on that first rail there.
50, switch back on out.
Sorry, pardon me, that was cab board slide, so she went switch 50, back 1, 50, back 1. Big switch gap board slide. Just going back 9 there. So it was the same, very, very similar run as to run 1. Maybe just trying to clean up the 900.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the best approach at this point. Hey, I've got a first place run already. I guess I can try and clean some things up and give myself a little more breathing room rather than go back to the lab and completely remix it.
I mean, it's you got to be honest. You're not just chucking something right out of the gate, maybe in a contest run. This isn't like a big air where you got one jump. You have a full slopestyle run, and there's obviously things she thought she could clean up on, and that was Zoe's approach in run 2 of 3.
Hey, tonight at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN, our X Games coverage continues from Aspen with men's ski big air And Olympic gold medalist Chloe Kim competes in women's snowboard super pipe. All of our X Games coverage is also streaming live on the ESPN app. We've got that call tonight, partner. Chloe Kim.
I mean, she tried a frontside double cork 1080 in practice. We believe she will try that in the final. I mean,
tried it, she landed it.
We're going to see history made tonight. Mark my words, partner.
So we move on. Lori Bluan, our gold medalist from snowboard big air on opening night. She's sitting in 7th place.
Falling on that cap double underflip. And that's kind of her staple. That's kind of a trick that she is very, very good at. Earned a gold in big air, as you said. With that trick, making no mistake on run 2. So she's off to the races now. Backside 720, and look for a frontside 900 on this 3rd and final jump. This could rival Zoe here. Boo! Oh! I boomed too soon. Frontside 900, putting it down, and I thought she was going to ride away, but she reverted on that very, very long landing.
That was her run, Craig.
Here's that cap double underflip that gave her a little bit of trouble in run 1, makes no mistake in run 2. Backside 720 on that 2nd jump, and that set her up for this frontside 900. Here's the backside 7 on the 2nd jump. Reaching for that melon grab. Front hand on the heel side edge. Here's the frontside 900. This is what really would have solidified maybe that top spot if she landed it clean. So she lands it here.
You were riding with her in Saas-Fee, Switzerland late last year, weren't you?
I was.
Picking up a lot of these tricks.
She was. She was looking so solid at the start of the year. And I mean, she was just getting momentum. And then how do you even improve on that momentum? Well, you get a big air gold medal, and she's still got another run, though.
Celia Norendal, she's sitting in that bronze medal spot. There you take a look, women's snowboard slopestyle. Jamie Anderson with 5, Celia right there with 3. As we said, she's got 4 X Games medals, including 1 in big air. They're all gold.
All gold everything. Whatever happened to Trinidad James, by the way?
It's a question I ask myself every day.
Almost every single day. Going board side switch up. Now, the thing with Celia, she just doesn't have maybe as much rail prowess as like a Hailey Langland or maybe a Julia Moreno. But what she does have is just consistency. And possibly a cap 1080 on that 3rd and final jump. I'm very ecstatic that she landed her first run because now she kind of has to go cap 10 if she wants to improve that bronze medal position. Thinking about it slightly, but not really committing to the 1080. So she lands the 900, takes off switch, lands regular, and we saw her do that in run 1. I don't know if she's going to get a better score than her first run because that was almost identical to her first run.
At what point do you think she's making that decision, the 9 versus the 10?
Well, here's a good look at it. Kind of gets not the best takeoff and really has to fight that around. And also the axis that she does her 900 on doesn't really lend itself to another 180 at the end.
So 3rd place is where she'll stay. She's got 2 X Games medals, but Hailey Langland is still looking for that first slopestyle gold. We caught up with her earlier this week as she surveyed the course on her iPhone.
Hi, my name is Hailey Langland. I'm doing snowboard slopestyle. When I show up to an event and there's a bunch of different rail options like here, I always try to pick rails that I feel the most comfortable on and that I know I could do my best tricks on. Hitting features that are different in contests, I think, puts yourself at a different standpoint than everyone else. That's the cool thing about snowboarding, and especially slopestyles, because you can get really creative and take different lines, and sometimes those lines are things that you don't even notice the first time around. It's almost like a little bit more of a playground. It's like you're skateboarding, and there's so many different options. it's going to be really cool, and you're going to see some different tricks on everything.
Welcome back to the Women's Snowboard Slopestyle Final here on day 3 of X Games Aspen 2019. We're midway through run number 3 here. But for more, let's head down to the course with the third member of our team, DC.
Thank you very much, Brando. Had a chance to catch up with Hailey Langland after her run that she posted a 71 on. She was feeling nice and comfortable, cool, calm, and composed. Of course, competing on her anthem board. Her company that her, Sage Kotzenberg, and Nick Baden are behind. Looking good on that, so looking forward to good things from Hailey on her next 2 runs. And Celia Norendal as well, talking to her, talking about how the speed changed from this morning's practice. We had gray skies this morning. It was much faster conditions, and she had to switch up her game plan last minute as the sun comes out. Julia Moreno loves the sun as well, and you know, it makes it a little slower, but takes sun over flat light any day, she says. Back to you guys.
Thanks, DC. Yeah, this course, perhaps more than anything else we do here at X Games, has the ability to change so quickly due to conditions.
From one run to your second run, you could have to totally re-wax your board, totally change your game plan, totally change trick selection. Let's see if Spencer has a little game plan change here. I hope she doesn't, because I like her top section and I like her first jump. Little bobble. She wanted to go 50-50 front board on that down, flat down. She did that in run 1. I don't know if she got the front board as solid here in run 2. Good back lip on that second of 3 rail features. This 50-50 frontside 180 sets her up for the switch backside 7. That gave her trouble in run 1, Brando. Hanging on to it. Switch back 7, cab 5. Look for some off the toe. Spencer O'Brien saying, what? Yeah, Spencer.
Great run for Spencer O'Brien on her second attempt, and we thought maybe that first jump was going to give her a little trouble again, but she was able to ride it back around as we see the rail section.
So 50-50 frontside 180. Now when you put it in slow-mo, you want to see the rider go 50-50 all the way off the top, not start turning a little bit sideways. We could be splitting hairs here, but here's that switch backside 7 you just referenced there, Brandon. And this is a tough trick. This is probably the toughest trick in Spencer O'Brien's jump section. I like how she puts it at the top, because once she lands that, she knows, you know what, I'm pretty safe. And I love the shot of her dad at the bottom giving a big hug. Brian O'Brien. Brian O'Brien always in attendance, always riding the slopestyle course, and if you ever need questions about speed, he'll tell you.
B.O.B.
There's a good look at Brian O'Brien. Spencer O'Brien going down pretty hard in practice, obviously. Cracking the nose and a couple of black eyes to boot.
An 81, very strong score for Spencer, as that puts her in a podium position.
Go inside. Stay warm. Some call that a nice winter day. We'll have to agree to disagree.
Anxiety.
This is X Games weather.
Young Hales getting ready to drop in for her second run. Of course, earned bronze as an X Games rookie on this course. Trying to find her first medal in this event since then.
Switchboard to front board. Very solid. I like that little iPhone piece we did on her, because we got to see her hit that box a couple times, that nose press 5-0. She's got so many options when it comes to this rail section.
And the best social game, dare I say, in the field.
Heavy emojis in the stories. Frontside 360 here. Here she's going to go back 5. Grabbing stale, switching to nose. And this cab 7 on the last jump, taking off switch, landing switch. And switching up the grab on that rotation as well, so another full pull from Hailey Langland.
So with a little tweak here and there on this run, potentially cleaning some things up, where does that put her on the scoreboard, Craig, as she's sitting in 6th place?
Well, the only thing I can really take away from Hailey Langland on this run is she doesn't have a 900. You know, those top scores that we're seeing, they all have 900s or maybe like a double backflip or a double underflip. Hailey Langland doesn't have that, but she does have some double grabs, and she's got really good style. I think that'll improve the 71. Yeah, as you can see, 75.66, but not touching that top 3.
She goes up 1 rung on the ladder into 5th place, but 75.66. Interested to see what she'll do now with 2 full pulls for that 3rd attempt. But here's any Ruki RV. She's sitting in that silver medal spot, putting down an 84.66 on her first attempt.
Where does she go from here, though? Saw her try a backside 900 in that big air, and I think that would be crucial if she wanted to improve that 2nd place position. A little bobble there on that board slide, coming out switch here. And another major bobble on the rail. You can see her tucking, trying to gain speed. This, I think, will be a throwaway run for any Ruki RV. Finland always so well represented in slopestyle and big air. Any Ruki RV, obviously, on the women's side. On the men's side, Rene Renekongas and Rope Tonteri competing in men's slopestyle finals in just a few hours, Brando.
Yes, that is correct, sir. We've got a lot of snowboarding out here today.
Not to mention the knuckle huck later today and women's super pipe under the lights. That is going to be such a fun call.
Yeah, it's one of our favorites, but we take another look at Ennie's second run. It won't be enough to best her score. And Zoe Sadowski-Sanat still sitting on top midway through this contest.
Now, in my opinion, I really don't believe that anybody other than, I think, Leila Iwabuchi or Laura Luan can really touch Zoe.
Sunday, X Games from Aspen continues on ESPN2 at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN, we wrap it all up with men's snowboard superpipe, Harley Davidson hill climb, and Jacko Strong competes in snow bike best trick. You don't want to miss that. All of our X Games coverage also streaming live on the ESPN app. Got to hang with Jacko yesterday. He's fired up for that one, man.
He's probably one of the funnest follows on Instagram, I think.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Julia Moreno, 21 years old. She's won this event before, trying to add to her 6 X Games medals.
There's that lip slide to switch, lip slide to fakie, if you will, that she was looking for in run 1. She brought it back to regular, which I think is actually almost more difficult, but that wasn't in her game plan, so run 1. Throwaway run 2, she's on it thus far. Coming in this first jump, switch stance, I'm gonna guess cab double underfoot. Solid start here. Cab double underfoot, frontside 720.
Oh
no! A little bit more mustard on that one. She wanted to get that third jump in. She was spinning so slow in the air there.
Yeah, she was. And remember, Julia Moreno pulling out of big air a couple of nights ago and thought that she was going to put her focus into slopestyle, and really a couple of uncharacteristic runs from Julia.
That cab double underflip on the first jump, that is what has given her so much success, but I really don't know what she was going to do on that third jump if she landed that frontside 720 there.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Zoe. There's a good look at our leader there, Brando.
Run 3 coming up from the Jeep Slopestyle course after this message and a word from our ABC stations. So Leila Iwabuchi sitting in 6th place, trying to replace that 73.33. Spencer O is holding on to that bronze medal spot with an 81.
I love Leila's approach at the top. Usually people are getting high fives or maybe talking to the coach. Leila has a 6-foot circle around her and she is just centered. Third and final run here. Needs something more, needs a 1080, needs something more than what she has shown us thus far today. Ooh, that was a good back lip on that down bar. One of my favorite tricks to watch. Going up and over the rail, sticking that tail out. Backside 1080. So she's 3 for 3 on that. Frontside 540. Is she going to go maybe cap 10? I jinxed her. Sorry, Leila.
And that first jump continues to give much of the field troubles.
Backside 720, and then it was that frontside 540. Almost a setup trick, really, for Leila Iwabuchi, so she could get to that last jump switch. Here's a good look at it. And knuckles. We talked about that in runs 1 and 2. She is the smallest rider in the field. And when you're that small, you don't have any room for error. You have to land every jump perfectly if you'd like to make the next one.
Do you have an NBA promo? Oh, Here it is. Welcome back to the Jeep Slopestyle course. We just kicked off run number 3 here in the women's snowboard slopestyle, and Zoe Sadowski-Sinat leading the way.
Let it fly. Yeah, it's Mr. Michael Myers, man. Work the money back, I keep it coming in. By the way we work, you think I had a twin. I'm trying to run it.
Love that. Love that edit, all shot on an iPhone.
My favorites are iPhone edits, so I'm going to be very frank with you.
Well, that's what we do.
Yep.
So as I said before, Zoe Sadowski-Sinat leading the way with that 90, and we're getting third runs underway. And so far, partner, no one has been able to catch her. She drops in now for her third and final attempt. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if Zoe wins this thing, she could be the first ever Kiwi gold medalist at X Games.
17 years old. Wow. Big Air, silver, 2 nights ago. Then comes in a slopestyle on run 1 of 3, lays waste to this course, a score of 90. What tricks did she do that with? Well, the one she got the silver medal with in Big Air. Back 9 to switch, backside 900. Done like a boss, Brando.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's trying to become the first athlete from New Zealand to win snowboard gold. I want to make sure that's crystal clear. Christy Pryor, of course, earning bronze back in 2011.
And that's the run that she got the 90 with, and almost a little better. You could see she's ecstatic, and rightfully so. It is such a thing of beauty to watch somebody do their hardest tricks and put it down so perfectly. There's that switch backside 900, such a good kilter she puts that thing on. Here's this double backflip at the end. And she missed the grab.
Yeah,
you could see her reaching for it.
Not only could you see it, but you might have been able to hear her. The mic down there picked it up. She missed the grab. She knew it.
And I missed her missing the grab. So
that's what's so funny about Zoe Sadowski-Sinat is, oh my goodness, she ups her score by 1 point to a 91.
She did miss the grab on the double backflip, but I do have to say those back-to-back 900s were even cleaner than run 1, so I would have to agree with that 91.
Sure. Finishing my thought, though, what's just remarkable is she just finished this insane run, and the first thing she says is, I missed that grab.
You also did back-to-back 900s, so, I mean, it's a win-win situation.
My goodness, Craig. We are seeing progression in real time at women's snowboard slope. Lori Blouin. X Games gold in Big Air just a couple of nights ago. She's sitting in 7th place.
Front boarding that down bar, much cleaner than in run 2. So now Lori on the jump section has the cap double underflip, has a frontside 900 at the end, and I think if she does those clean enough, she will be able to rival Zoe Sadowski-Sinat's 91. It has to be perfect though, Brando. Oh! Oh. Ow! Lori Blouin goes down on jump 1, cab double underflip, and that knuckle came up extremely uninvited.
Just a tough way to finish for the 22-year-old Canadian rider after so much success in big air under the lights opening night. We thought she might get on the podium here in slopestyle, but it's not going to happen.
She had all the tricks to do that. And the fact that she went down on the cab double underflip was really surprising, because out of those 3 jump tricks, that was probably her safest.
Well, this week's NBA Saturday primetime game is a star-studded matchup. Boogie, Steph, KD, Clay, and the #1 seed in the West, Warriors, are in Boston to battle Kyrie Irving and the Celtics. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, and you can always watch both on the ESPN app from anywhere.
Anywhere?
We'll see if Boston can move up in that Eastern Conference. Milwaukee just looks incredible.
The Bucks.
Early this season. Celia Norendal. She was on the podium until Spencer O knocked her off by a single point. What can Celia do to give herself just enough nudge to pop back up?
I mean, she's got to just be a little bit more solid on the rails. Tee up the board slides. Kind of switch 50, kind of switch front board. Here's this. See, this is what I'm talking. Ow, 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 ow. She kind of tagged that teardrop rail. That is so frustrating to see. And I think we've seen this with the last 2 riders, Lori Blouin and Celia Norendal. You start to think too far ahead. You're not thinking at the feature you're on. You're thinking about something further down the course that maybe is giving you a little trouble in practice or something like that. You have to be so present on every single slopestyle feature.
Yeah, where does it go wrong, Craig?
So she's going switch 50, trying to frontside 180, but see how early she comes off the rail? She doesn't actually make it to the landing, so she kind of knuckles that landing, and ow, that is a tough watch.
So Celia Norendal will not get back on the podium here in 2019. Will Zoe Sadowski-Synnott earn her first ever X Games gold medal? Find out when we return.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Harley-Davidson. Explore more thrill at h-d.com/xgames. And SoFi, get your money right.
Welcome back to run number 3 here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. It's the women's snowboard slopestyle, and it's Zoe Sadowski-Sanat still leading the way with just a few riders left to drop in for their final attempts. Let's head down to the course. DC, who's with our current leader.
Thank you very much, Breda. That is correct. With your current leader down here, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, and you are currently sitting in that top spot. You came in as an alternate. You put it down a 90 on your first run, a 91 on your third run. What's going through your head right now?
Well, I found out I was competing just this morning, and so I was just doing practice and wasn't going well at first, but then things started to come together and I just decided to go for it on my first run, and then didn't get it as clean as I wanted. So second, third run, I was trying to get it like as perfect as possible, but things didn't really work out, but then kind of stepped it up, getting a 91 on my third, so I'm pretty stoked and happy to be here.
Well, with a great showing today and the silver medal from Big Air the other night, we're very happy to have you here. Keep up the good work. Zoe Sadowski-Sanat currently in the top spot. Craig and Brando, back to you guys.
Thanks so much, DC. Really appreciate that. Let's take a look at our standings. As you heard Zoe Sadowski-Sanat say, she is currently sitting in first place with a score of 91. That looks very, very tough to beat right now, Brando.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, to up her game after we saw that A-plus run opening first attempt, and then to clean it up ever so slightly and give herself breathing room on that final attempt, I just don't know what the rest of the field has in store. There you see Spencer O'Brien. Been a rough couple of days for her, going down pretty hard at practice earlier this week.
You see that Instagram she put up?
Oh my goodness, yeah. And you can also see it when she takes her goggles off.
Yeah, that is tough two black guys.
Spencer O'Brien.
Thank you, girl.
Last attempt, an 81. Bring the crashers to the party. She's sitting in bronze medal position. Can she potentially climb up that podium ladder?
She's going to need absolute perfection, and already cleaning it up from run
so
2.
much nicer, Craig.
That 50 to front board, way more solid. See if she tees up this back lip, needs some speed. Little bobble on the landing, but not much. 50 frontside 180. Here's what has given her trouble in run 1, not in run 2. And, no, that switch backside 720. That is such a crucial part of Spencer O'Brien's run, that first jump, because she wanted to do that switch backside 720. Takeoff switch, land switch. Very, very tough to do, but putting it at the top of your run really sets the tone. Let's look at what went wrong. Not enough rotation and not going as far enough down the landing. See how she lands on her heels? You really want to land on your toes, holding that edge into the second jump. The fact that Spencer O'Brien is even out here, though, Brando, you got to speak to that. Last year blew her ACL, had to recover from that, worked so hard to get back on her snowboard, and then to take such a violent crash in practice. I mean, the fact that she even rode in the final, amazing.
Sunday, X Games from Aspen continues on ESPN2 at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN, we wrap it all up with men's snowboard super pipe, Harley Davidson hill climb, and our buddy Jacko Strong competing in snow bike best trick. Once again, all of our X Games coverage also streaming live on the ESPN app, anywhere. And when I say anywhere, Craig, I mean it.
He means it, folks at home. Literally anywhere.
So Zoe Sadowski-Sanat, all smiles right now, but she still has to wait with some big names yet to drop in for their final attempts, including this young lady, 18-year-old Hailey Langland. Has been really methodical today, put down a solid first run, increased the score on attempt number 2. Is it more of the same here on her final run?
Well, she's definitely trending in the right direction, adding double grabs, doing everything she can to climb up that, because I don't believe she's got a solid 1080 or 900 that she is confident enough to put in her slopestyle run. Big 50 backside 360 here.
So steezy.
Frontside 360 Indy. Watch this backside 540. grabbing Stale, switching to nose, so saw that. It runs 1 and 2. And this cap 720 takes off switch, but yes, Hailey Langland! I'm sorry. You do have the tricks to hang. I apologize.
We didn't think she had it, and she busted out on the final jump on her final run.
That's a hole-in-one on a par 5.
Hailey Langland out here sandbagging.
You're sandbagging us, Hailey Langland. What a shark. 50 backside 3, and she kind of just lulled us into a little bit of complacency here in the booth because she was kind of going front 3, back 5, cap 7.
Hales.
Same as runs 1 and 2, and then just boom, knockout punch.
Hales, please know that it was Craig that said he didn't think you had those tricks in your bag.
Well,
I knew that you did.
Now I'm digging a hole. Hey, Langland, I apologize. That cap 1080 switch melon was absolutely mind-blowing. That is going to be on some Sports Center top 10s for a very, very long time.
Young money. Hailey Langland on her final run shocks everybody here at Buttermilk, including us in the booth.
Does it beat a 91 though? She had a front 3 and a backside 540. Zoe was so much more solid on all 3 jumps, but that cap 1080, I mean, that could beg
It's
to
a
differ.
podium run.
It's got to be.
A 90.66, so not enough to overtake Zoe, but it puts her into silver medal position. And think about this, partner. If Zoe doesn't clean up that attempt on run number 2 and sits with that 90, Hailey Langland is in first place. The little things that 17-year-old Zoe Sadowski-Sanat was able to accomplish with that second run may have ensured her goal.
And that interview with DC, she expressed that too. She said she was struggling in practice, wanted to get that A run down. She did, and it's like, I'm gonna do this better. I'm gonna do this more perfect, and that has what held her in that first place.
We still have 2 riders left to drop any Ruki RV. She's sitting in bronze medal position. She just got bumped down out of silver. What does she do to potentially catch Hailey or even Zoe?
I'm done claiming for today, that's for sure. Because Hailey Langland, my jaw is still on the floor. A little bit of a bobble there from any Ruki RV, but to jump back to that cap 1080 double we just saw. We saw Hailey Langland do that 2 years ago in Big Air.
Right.
And I'm almost 100% positive she hasn't done that trick since she landed it in Big Air. We've actually never really seen her attempt it.
Right.
So for the fact to throw that on her 3rd and final run
in slopestyle
finals, in slopestyle, like usually you practice it, you build up to it, maybe you try it once or twice and then you get it. Just to not even try it and then just airmail it on the 3rd and final run, you don't see that every day.
Well, we weren't seeing it at practice, and she was being coy, I think, this week when we would see her. You know, oh yeah, I'm feeling good, we'll see what happens. Making no claim about doing such a thing. And again, I know for those watching at home going, yeah, but she's in 2nd place. We cannot overstate how incredible that trick is on that jump on the final run in this event. So Annie will hold on to her first run score, and 3rd place is where she will stay. It all comes down to this. The last rider who could pump out some of these people on the podium, Julia Moreno.
Lip slide to switch. Switch, board slide same way. Look for this cap 270, go for it. Nope, keeping it to cap 1. Practice she was doing a cap 270 onto that, but choosing the cap 1 a little bit safer. Cap double underfoot. Oh my goodness. Wow, good air awareness, Julia Moreno. And that'll do it.
Oh no.
That will do it, Brando.
And with that, Zoe Sadowski-Sanat is ensured her first ever X Games gold medal, the first Kiwi snowboarder to ever win X Games gold. And it also means Julia Moreno, this is the first time she's ever missed an X Games podium.
That is wild.
What a finish out here today. Zoe Sadowski-Sanat led from start to finish. Hailey Langland stealing a bit of the show, though, jumping all the way up into that silver medal spot. But let's head down to DC, who's with our gold medalist.
Thanks, guys. Hanging out down here with Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, your gold medalist out here. Zoe, describe this moment right now. Your first X Games slopestyle start. You're the first Kiwi snowboarder to win an X Games gold medal. Again, please describe this moment.
Words can't even describe right now. I woke up this morning not even expecting to ride today, and then managed to put down a run I'd never put down before, so I'm just so happy and happy to be here riding with everyone.
Well, we're all very proud of you. Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, your X Games Women's Snowboard Slopestyle gold medalist.
Thank you so much, DC. Now, what does that do to your mind when you wake up? Yeah, I'm an alternate, I might not even ride. Oh, you get to ride, then you have a really rough practice, like she said. And then it's like go time, and you stomp your very first run. 90 out of 100, Brando.
That is our podium. Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott winning her first X Games gold medal. Hailey Langland getting back on the podium with the silver. And any Ruki RV rounding out our podium. Still to come, men's snowboard slopestyle here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Up next, though, the Jeep Wrangler X Challenge. And still to come, Jack Matrani on the host set with all his special guests. After this message and a word from our ABC stations.